Around 2 million British car trips cross to the continent every year. And somewhere on the ferry or the shuttle, most of those drivers are carrying the same quiet assumption that the driving rules over there are roughly like here, and that a foreign camera can't really touch a UK plate. Both of those are wrong. The fines follow you home by post months later. Here's what's actually waiting on the other side. Start with France, because there's a trap inside the news. You may have heard that France abolished its low-emission zones this year. Parliament did vote to scrap them, and then the Constitutional Council struck that down in May. So the zones are confirmed, staying and enforced. 42 cities now run them, and every French city over 150,000 people is required to have one. To drive in them, you need a critère sticker, a small windscreen badge that classifies your car's emissions. Without it, cameras read your plate, and the fine is 68 euros for a car, rising to 180 if you ignore it. And here's the part that catches British drivers who are just passing through. You might think, I'm not stopping in any city. I'm driving straight to Spain or the Alps. But the Paris zone covers everything inside the A6 orbital. Lyon sits across the motorway's south, and a diversion, a fuel stop, or one wrong slip road off a ring road puts you inside a zone with no warning. France can also switch on temporary zones across whole regions during pollution spikes. The sticker itself costs just a few euros from the official French government site, but it comes by post and can take weeks, so order it well before you travel, not the night before the ferry. Then Italy, home of the most famous tourist trap in European driving, the ZTL. Limited traffic zones covering the historic centers of Rome, Florence, Milan, Pisa, beautiful old streets, guarded by cameras at every entrance. Drive past the sign, even for 30 seconds, even just following your sat-nav to the hotel, and that's a fine. Drive around the block and pass 2 cameras. That's 2 fines. They arrive at your UK address months later, and if you were in a hire car, the rental company charges you an admin fee just for passing on your details, per fine. Some unlucky tourists come home to 3 or 4 envelopes from one afternoon in Florence. Spain has its own zones now, low-emission zones in Madrid, Barcelona, and a growing list of cities, and some require foreign plate drivers to register their car with the city before driving in. On top of that, from January this year, Spain retired the red warning triangle. Every car on Spanish roads, including yours, must now carry a V16 emergency beacon, a small flashing light for breakdowns. And Germany runs its own scheme too, the green Umweltplakette windscreen badge for its environmental zones, with fines of around 100 euros without one. A sticker valid in one country covers you in none of the others. So, before a European road trip, 3 things. Check every country on your route separately. France, Italy, Spain, and Germany all run different schemes with different badges. Order what you need weeks ahead from official government sites. The third-party sites charge several times the real price for the same sticker. And plan your city stops before you go, because the zones don't warn you at the boundary. The first you'll hear is an envelope on the doormat after a few weeks. If you'd rather have something watching all of this for you, there's an app linked below that covers the European zones as well as the UK ones, France, Italy, Spain, Germany, and more, and gives you a pre-trip checklist before you cross. That's driving in Europe. The zones you think are dead aren't. The cameras post their fines to Britain, and the sticker costs a few euros, or the fine costs 100. Now you know.